Hey, creative stampers, welcome back and happy Valentine's Day. Let's see, so I told you guys I was going to try to be more consistent on doing my Facebook Lives, and so here I am, week 2, and I am going to show you how I come up with new card ideas using my sketches. But before I do that, I want to tell you a couple of things that's going on with Stampin' Up. And the first thing is Saturday, so the day after tomorrow, our new celebration second release starts. So when you purchase $50 worth of products, you can choose this stamp set or this embossing folder, which makes you can see where they've colored those pretty flowers. It's a floral embossing folder. Or when you spend $100, you can choose this combination. It's a stamp set and designer series paper. So those are pretty cool, and those start tomorrow, Friday. So I think I said Saturday, but they start tomorrow, February the 15th, which is tomorrow. So put your orders in tomorrow and pick some of these new celebration items. Another thing I want to tell you guys about is Paper Pumpkin. If you are not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, this is our monthly card kit. Well, I should say monthly craft kit, because some months it is treat holders. Like for Valentine's, they gave us the cutest little pillow boxes. And then we decorated them with all of the things that they gave us. So every Paper Pumpkin comes with the stamp set, the ink spot, all the adhesive, the pieces all pre-cut for you, the instructions, everything. So it's happiness in a box that comes in your mailbox once a month. It's really exciting. And so what I want to tell you about, though, the special is when you subscribe, or you can pre-order, you can like just buy one kit, just go in and purchase one kit for the March box. It's their birthday, and so they're giving everyone an extra stamp set for free. So that's their gift to you. So be sure before March the 10th to purchase your Paper Pumpkin, or you can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, which is a lot more convenient. You just give them your credit card number, they debit your account every month, and they send you your kit. You don't have to think about it. It just always arrives. That's how I do it. It's so much easier. And I don't have to worry about remembering to put in the code, because when you prepay, they send you an email with a code, and you have to activate that code to get that month's kit. So there's kind of like an extra step when you prepay. But either way, it's awesome. It's great. Be sure to subscribe before March 10th. Check out my blog. Be sure you've signed up for my newsletter. I will keep reminding you and giving you more information. Okay, so that's Paper Pumpkin. Now, on to today's project. So, last week, I showed you how to do this card sketch, and we did a Valentine. This week, we're going to do sketch number 2. Now, I want you to look at it, and you can see basically it's a sketch that is really good for designer series paper, because there's really not much. It's set up, let me get my fingers going right. It's set up for a saying here, a sentiment, and then the way you would just decorate this part of your sketch is either by using an embossing folder, which I did over here, this green, you can see it's got embossed. Well, you can't see it on the video very well. If I go in a little closer, you can kind of see the embossing there. There's stripes. You can use an embossing folder here or designer series paper. This can be a ribbon. It could be a strip of paper. It could be a border. All kinds of choices. So we're going to take this sketch and create a card with an older stamp set. Oh, I shouldn't say it's that old. It came in the new catalog, but this is the Abstract Impressions stamp set, which gets a lot of use because it's got such cute flowers, and it's got great sayings. Like, there's so much to love about you I used it on some of my Valentines this year. So that's a great saying. Kindness changes everything. Of course, a classic thank you. If flowers were hug, I'd send you 1,000, which I really like that saying. That's what we're using today. And then so happy about your news. So those are perfect sayings. They go for all kinds of different kind of occasions. And we are going to do a white card base. We're going to use the Abstract Impressions Designer Series paper. If you haven't seen this, it's really pretty. And I've decided to use this one here. And this paper has the lipstick, lovely lipstick roses on it. So I'm going to accent with my lovely lipstick cardstock. All right, so one more time, let me show you the sketch. What I'm going to do is, I am using the stitched rectangle framelits to create my sentiment box. I'm using lovely lipstick to frame my sentiment. My sentiment's going to be on Whisper White. And and then I've got lovely lipstick ribbon. So, all right, let's put this card together. First things first, I need to trim my paper down. So I've got, let me turn the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so first things first, I need to score my card base, and my card base is just 8.5 by 5.5, and a classic score at 4 1/4. So there we go. So there's my card base. Next, I am putting the floral paper. Now, my stitched framelits are this big. And so to kind of do a little symmetry here, I think I'm going to use, so I want a lot of designer series paper here. And so I'm going to use my grid to kind of see how much that is. Whoops. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's about 3 1/4 inches. All right, so I'll take this, and I know that it's 4 1/4 across. Oops, I don't want my scoring, I want my cutting. There we go. And then what did I say? 3 1/4. So I want 3 1/4 this way. There we go. Let's put my trimmer down for a sec and attach this onto my card base. And I just take my tape runner. Oh, you know what? Oh, I almost forgot my ribbon. So I do want my ribbon to go across the top and tuck in the back. So, well, this is a glass plate, so I know it won't stick. I mean, it'll stick, but it won't like permanently stick. It'll come back up. When you attach ribbon, just put a strip of adhesive right there, and then lay your ribbon on top. There we go. And then just pick your paper back up off. Oh, that's really stuck to the glass. There we go. And then I need some snips to cut my ribbon. And just fold my ribbon back. Now, I'm going to put a bow here, but instead of tying the bow in with that ribbon that's on there, I just take part of my ribbon here and I just make 2 little rabbit ears like so, and then I just cross them over, make them a little bigger. There we go. And then just kind of maneuver the ribbon as you pull it and straighten it out. So I know I want my 2 little, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so I have a little ribbon there. Cut that off. And I'm just going to use glue dots to attach this, but I'll do that in a minute. Let's put my ribbon away. And I've got my designer series paper here and my card base. Alrighty, that looks good. So that was fast and easy. That's what I love about designer series paper. It just kind of takes care of itself, doesn't it? It decorates the card without any effort. All right, let's use a couple of glue dots here. And another little trick, if you haven't seen, I use just a little piece of twine here. I've tied it around here so I can just pull my paper back and reveal my next glue dot. And I'm going to use 2 glue dots for this ribbon. It's kind of big. There we go. All right. Oops, you can't see through the box there, but I'm just going to put my bow right there. Actually, I'm going to turn it around. Yeah. There we go. I like that direction better. Okay, just press that down real good. There's your ribbon. So, final thing is my sentiment and the frame. So, move this out of the way. I have my Stamparatus because I'm doing a sentiment, and if I were to not stamp it well, it's almost impossible. Even though it is a photopolymer stamp, it is almost impossible to realign it and restamp if you don't get a good impression the first time. So, of course, I don't need this much cardstock, but I'm just going to go ahead and use that anyways. The Stamparatus comes with magnets. However, because I'm using a foam pad for cushion, because I'm using a photopolymer, I have found it to be much easier to use low tack tape to hold my paper in place. So, one more time. Also, we sell grid paper that fits in the Stamparatus, or you could, of course, just cut a piece for yourself. But you want some kind of grid so that you can stay lined up, especially if you're doing something and you want it to be symmetrical. So I'm just taping that there. I'm making sure my paper is snug in the corner up there. Now I'm going to place my sentiment where I want it. Okay. That looks good. Close the Stamparatus and lift it up, and now look, see how that picked up the paper and everything? A magnet would help, but it doesn't matter because you just remember to put it snug back in the corner and it's going to be right back where you had it. Now, let me think. This card has some different colors in it. I could use Blueberry Bushel, I could use Calypso Coral, I could use the green, I think that's Shaded Spruce, the yellow, the red, lots of choices, or just black. Sentiments, I think, sometimes look good in black. They are nice and bold. Sometimes I do them in color. For this card, I am going to stick with the black. So, just going to use Mementos ink. Ink up my stamp. Make sure I have it nice and inked. Perfect first time. All right, good job. If it had not been perfect, though, of course, I could have just re-inked it, set it back down, and it would have been great. All right. I do need my stamp cleaner. What did I do with that little lovely thing? There it is. Our chamois, our Stampin' Chamois. It's just a wet sponge, and just pick up that ink. And there we go. Okay, so now my stamp is all cleaned up and I can put that back. There we go. Okay, now that I have my sentiment done, I need to cut it out with my framelit. Plus, I said I'm going to use the lovely lipstick for right there, and my Big Shot is right here, so let me just cut this real quick. there. Can you even see me on screen? You see my legs. All right. Okay. All right, I have my sentiment here. However, I forgot that I want my outside fancy, so I needed the next size up rectangle. That's why I love doing things live. Let me find my rectangles. Here they are. Ooh. See if this is even going to work. Oh, yes, it will. Okay. You know what? What if I do this instead? Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, I didn't have to cut another one. Sometimes I just have to sink. Let me tell you what's going on here. So our rectangle framelits have stitch sides on both sides. So you cut a hole out of a piece of paper, but you also cut a frame. So yeah, that is all done. All right, let's put this baby together. And of course we need dimensionals. Have to have dimensionals. So this was a real simple card, but it was fancy because we used designer series paper here. And I'm using 3 dimensionals. It's a long skinny strip. So I want the center to stay raised also. There we go. Just eyeball that. Whee! Okay. And then I'm just going to use a little glue to hold this down. Whoops, don't want to put it on backwards. Yay. And a bone folder to, whoa, excuse me. There we go, bone folder to crease. Yay. And voila. Let me pull the card sketch in again so you can see. There is the card. Whoa, it's so hard to go backwards. And there is the sketch. So really easy. This is a great card sketch. This is a great card sketch for sentiments because the whole top of the card, that's basically what it's for sentiments. So if you have a sentiment that you just love, find a way to frame it and then find some coordinating designer series paper or find the paper and then frame it with the coordinating cardstock. Easy. You can just make a bazillion of them. I see people hearting and thumbs ups, but I don't see who they are. Let's see if it'll show me. Oh, Peggy, hey girl, how are you? And Tina, very nice to see you guys this morning. Happy Valentine's to you too, and I hope you enjoyed this card demonstration with the second sketch. So next week, come back, and I'm going to do sketch number 3. And this series is all about how to come up with new card ideas. So I have had that question so many times. The most difficulty I have in card making is coming up with new ideas. And I totally understand, because if you get on Pinterest, like for instance, if you go on Pinterest and put in abstract expressions or impressions, I'm not kidding, there are a bazillion cards out there using this stamp set, and it's too overwhelming. So you can have fun just perusing Pinterest and maybe pinning some of your favorites, but you can come up with your own ideas. You just need a card sketch. You need some designer series paper, some stamp sets, some framelits, punches, bling, ribbon. Just bring all that in embossing folders and just see how those items can be used with the sketch. And you'll just come up with your own card idea and everybody will go, oh my God, that's so cute. I love you guys. And I hope your day is, hey Maria, I hope you all's day is just full of love today. Valentine's, whether you have a husband or a boyfriend or not, you still have family and friends that love you very much. So happy Valentine's to everybody. I love you guys. And for those of you watching me on YouTube, down in the description below, I'll have a link to the sketchbook. I sell my sketchbook for $5. Well, it's like $4.95, but I sell that, and a link to my newsletter because you want to keep informed with what's going on with Stampin' Up, and a link to so the sketch, my newsletter. I'm sure there's some other links I need to give you. I'll figure it out later. So I'm going to put this up on YouTube so you guys can check it out there. Okay, bye-bye.